Hello. Today I'm reading Ripples number 978, Being Tender. The pebble is very simply three words: gentle, kind, friendly. This is wisdom from Grandma Janice, shared by Kylie in Racine, Wisconsin, who has long valued this simple yet sage advice that her mother in law shared with the students she taught in the classroom, as well as her own children and grandchildren whenever she witnessed them not getting along. Gentle, kind, friendly. The boulder is from Zoe Deschanel, an actress and singer that I adore. And she writes in this post, being tender and being tender and open is beautiful. Don't let somebody steal your tenderness. Don't allow the coldness and fear of others to tarnish your perfectly vulnerable beating heart. Nothing, she writes, is more powerful than allowing yourself to truly be affected by things. Whether it's a song, a stranger, a mountain, a raindrop, a tea kettle, an article, a sentence, a footstep, feel it all. Look around you. All of this is for you. Take it and have gratitude. Give it and feel love. And the ponder, the part that I write, this is there is quite a bit of meanness out there these days. I've noticed it in the news, on social media, on the road while traveling, and throughout the world. There's niceness too, of course, but I'm convinced that over the past few years, we have depleted our collective reserves of trust and respect and positive regard toward our fellow human beings. It's left us with raw nerves and reduced compassion. When we encounter a grumpany grump or a meanie beanie, our first instinct can be to jump into defensive mode. I've too often found myself barking right back at somebody before I fully realize what is actually going on. This frequently happens when we're emotionally hijacked, a term that describes what happens inside our bodies and minds when we activate our instinctual fight or fight reflex. This process has noble intentions to preserve and protect, but it too often leads us to say and or do things that we later end up regretting or rationalizing. With all that is going on in our world, there are plenty of legitimate reasons to be frustrated. And while it's important to our individual and collective well-being that we express our emotions, it is equally important that we make time to pause so that we can avoid reacting rashly and instead respond mindfully. That pause is not always easy, but it's almost always worth it since it helps to ensure that we're bringing our best self to the situation. You know, the self that knows the importance of being tender and also remembers the value of gentle, kind, friendly. Peace, Paul. As always, thank you for joining me as I read Ripples for Reflection, weekly inspirations for unleashing your best self. If you'd like to read along with me, you can get a copy at theripplesbook.com. I'd also like to thank Craig and Dawn and Christine and all of my Patreon peeps who are making this project possible. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.